Yo, people, what you telling me back again for another Red Talk? Adam, it's been a minute, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. How are you, man? Thank you for having me on, man. As always, as always.
Yeah, no problem, bro. All good, man. All
Last
good.
time we spoke, was the Ten Hag crisis, and now it seems like we're in another crisis again,
Another one, bro. We can't catch a break, man. It's
bro.
terrible.
It's been relentless since COVID. I can't lie.
It's been bad, man. It's just like when we got rid of Ten Hag, none of us in our wildest dreams could have thought that we could do any worse.
It's
And here
terrible.
we are.
It's terrible. Like, we're going to get into this, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like someone said, what he's done another Sky Sports thing, bro. Listen, I'm not watching any Ruben Amorim interviews or any media. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not doing it, bro, because I'm tired of the mind games. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the mind games. I'm tired of the way he likes to try and control the narrative. Do you
You
know what
know
I mean?
what?
He always gets out ahead of time.
Yeah, and I listen because I don't listen to interviews. The moment we start losing, I don't and we started losing quite early, so I stopped
Mm.
quite early as well. And people say like he speaks well. I don't think he speaks well. Like,
Mm.
is that someone speaking well to you? Who do you interact with in order to think this guy speaks well? I think he's just taking the piss, to be honest.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's like any opportunity to deflect. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we lose a game of football to a poor football team, and you'll talk about there's XYZ going on at the club, bro. Talk about the game, innit? Talk about the game. Talk about the team that you picked that couldn't get the job done.
Yeah,
Talk about these things. Like I don't really care what else is going on at the football club. That's not really your concern, because at the end of the day, yeah, there's been turmoil at Manchester United Football Club from even before Sir Alex Ferguson left, and he was still winning trophies.
yeah, 100%.
He was still winning trophies, yeah, and shit was going sideways even then, as far back as then. Do you know what I mean? So no matter what's going on at this football club, we've still been winning trophies and we've been getting to cup finals. But this, where we are in the league right now, is inexcusable, bruv. Like the people making excuses for where he's got us, bro. Like bruv, it's frying my head. Like when did the standards get so low?
You know what? The thing is, it's not even a bad like run of form, or we lose every game.
Mm,
Do you know how mad that is? Like, it's not we used to say with Ole and Jose Mourinho towards the end, and even Ten Hag, like we lose every game, but we lose one game out of 4 or 5. Like
mm,
one win, 2 wins, three draws, and 2 losses or something like that. That was basically every game, and the
yeah.
wins we scam them. So it's terrible. I mean, I just and the crisis that he speaks about is it's because he loses every game. Like let's not try to say like there's no crisis, like you're not responsible for some of it.
Yeah,
I
but this is the worst thing about it, man. Like when you actually look, like if you're being completely objective, it's very hard to point at anything, yeah, and say, yo, like since he's come in, he's done a really good job with this. Like it's so bad, yeah, that he's got us looking at Ahmad as a wing back, our best player, arguably, yeah. And we're thinking, oh, Ahmad should be in wing back here for the betterment of the team. But
Yeah, the
like,
only thing I was
like,
on.
like, what do you smoke here to have Ahmad at wing back? Which is exactly why Quenda didn't want to play for him, and he said that he'd rather go Chelsea because he wants to play on the wing. Like Ahmad's our best.
Yeah.
He's one of our best players anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? And we got him playing right wing back, bro. It's crazy when you actually think about it. Imagine before the manager came in, if someone said that, yo, he's gonna have Ahmad playing in defense, yeah, you'd have said no way, bro.
No way, exactly.
You'd have said no way.
And it's just that Ten Hag didn't play Ahmad, so we're kind of okay with it because at least he's on the pitch. But
Mm.
that's it's unacceptable when you think about it.
Bro,
Unacceptable.
it's
And you know what?
ridiculous.
The only thing I agree with is the discipline with Rashford. But
Yeah.
other than that, there is not one thing I can say improved,
Mm,
or like there's not a single metric. Like if so, I can't defend. Like let's suppose I don't want him gone.
mm,
Let's suppose I want to back him or whatever. Which, by the way, the sentence "I want to back him" drives me mad because we all want to back the manager. It's a nothing statement. But let's
mm.
suppose you try to build a case for the manager. You build it on what? There's nothing. There's nothing. Even if I try my hardest, I can't defend him. Team selection not good enough. Results, bro, results are shocking. We lose every game, 17th or 16th in the league.
Mm.
There's nothing to defend.
Bro,
Nothing to
look at
defend.
this quote. Man said, "Yeah, we something is wrong in the way we play football." Yes, it is wrong, and you're setting us up that way.
No shit.
Do you know what I'm saying? Something is wrong. Of course, something is wrong. But the fact that you can't see that you are that something is why
Yes.
you should be sacked. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because fundamentally, the way that he sees football is the reason why we're losing games. It's not the players.
Yeah, 100%. The players, we know the players.
We know the players, and they've won trophies.
There's nothing new there. We know the players.
These are the
It's just
same players that beat Man City in the FA Cup final and Liverpool in the semi-final. It's the same players.
hundred
And
percent.
if anything, the squad is better now because we have players like Delit, Mazraoui, Euro that have been brought in. So if anything, we have more depth. He weakened us attacking wise by getting rid of Anthony and Rashford. But to turn around and say that something is wrong, yeah, well, of course.
Well, no shit.
You know, and they say he speaks well. This is common sense.
Right, he's not speaking. He doesn't speak well. He takes the piss. That's what he does. That's what he does.
It's ridiculous, man. So when man's saying that there's something wrong, yes, there is something wrong. You pick the wrong teams. Your system is not working. The way you set this system up, not only is it not suited to the players that we have here, but also it doesn't work here, man. The amount of space on the pitch, we are so easy to play against.
Too easy. It's ridiculous. Like he got found out, I think in January, and that's
Mm,
it. From that moment on, the moment he stopped like rotating players, like because the first month was okay, but that was the month when we had the good game against Liverpool and against Arsenal. But ever since he stopped rotating and he stick to one formation, to one lineup,
yeah, he
he
keeps
started
losing.
moving.
Yeah, we were actually better when he was changing the team every week because it was just a lottery that way.
Exactly. The moment he made his mind up, he started regressing, which is
Yeah.
damning if you think about it. It's damning, terrible.
No, it's nasty, bro. And you still got people out here defending him. People saying, "Oh, if you're Amarim out, or if you're not backing the manager, you're a disgrace." It's like, bro, it's a cult, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like these guys are allergic to thinking for themselves. You know, like they're allergic.
Exactly. I was having this debate on group chats. Group chats are wild. You think about it. They are wild. The stuff that's said. I know there's a friend of mine as well, elite pundit Brian. He was defending the manager, and I was like, Brian, why? Like because you can't tell me that when the season started, you thought this was a 17th in the league squad, and people actually think that now with hindsight. But it's late this late in the season. It's easy to say, but if we started like if I asked like all United fans the question in September, late August, for example, if you made combined 11 with Bournemouth and Brentford, most people would put more United players than other team players.
Of course.
And now all of a sudden we only have three players getting in, and those three players are like Bruno and some
Yeah.
other. The one player that wouldn't get into combined 11, if you ask me.
But this is the thing, bro. Like it's mental, yeah, because it's like people say that United have a 16th in the league squad or so on and so forth. But it's like you can go through the squad and there's players in the squad that multiple teams that are far above us would literally cut our hands off to have. So how is that possible? You
It's not.
know?
It's
Now,
not
how
possible.
is it possible, bro? And the thing is, it's like these men are allergic to thinking. Like someone was saying, "Oh, Cams was getting abused for wanting the manager out." Bro, if you want the manager out, you get abused. You get people telling you you're not a proper fan. These lot are telling you how to support football clubs, and it's like, but none of these guys can give you a
Reason.
coherent reason. Is the manager needs time. He needs his players, bro. All right, then why does he need his players, bro? No one can ever tell us the why. Everyone's just spewed the same sound bites all the time. Why he needs his own players.
Yeah.
No manager in the world has their own players, bro. Carlo Ancelotti don't have his own players. He's getting sacked after just winning a Champions League, bro. And
Exactly.
he don't have his own players. He's never had his own players, and he still won a Champions League. Do you think he wanted to play Jude Bellingham as a fucking shadow striker? He didn't, but he made use with what he had. So this don't have his own players bollocks, yeah, it's ridiculous, bro. Crystal Palace are in a final. Does Glasner have his own players? He got here the other day.
Exactly. His own players. And what is an Amarin player? Because surely you can't tell me those are sporting players.
Mm,
Like, well, what is a player? Like, for example, Pep, I can kind of understand, like technical ball, intelligent ball. Like, there's a kind of profile ish. What is an Amarin player? He doesn't have enough
mm.
experience. Doesn't have a track record with other club other than Sporting. So what
Mm.
is like Ugarte is an Amarin player, like
Yeah,
someone said in the comment,
bro,
because
and
the one
and
player
he's
we
poor,
know exactly one player we know he had.
and
So
he's poor,
that doesn't make sense to me. It
and
doesn't
that's
make
what I'm saying. And then the winger that he wanted to sign here didn't want to play for him. So that speaks volumes.
yeah, it does. It
Like
does.
literally, he said, "I'd rather wait another year and go to Chelsea than go to Man United and play wing back because I don't want to play there."
You are
So do you know how crazy that is?
it's mad. It's
Man,
mad.
man said I'll stay for an extra year, to go play for Chelsea just so I can play the wing because I don't want to play wing back.
It's just it's not even like Madrid or something.
But that's what it's Chelsea, bro. Do you
Just
know what
like
I mean? At Chelsea, that's scraping top five now. And
exactly,
he
but
said he'll rather wait. And it's not like he's going for the money either, because he's not going to be on big money to go Chelsea.
100%, 100%. Because Chelsea could be good next year. They could be terrible. Who
Yeah,
knows? Like there's no guarantee. Luis Enrique left Barcelona after winning a treble. So all of this
yeah.
given time, and yeah, I'm not here for it. Big
But this
clubs
is it.
move like big clubs, and that's it.
That's it. Hansi Flick didn't have his own players. Semi-final with the Champions League with a bunch of kids for the most part. Do
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the list goes on, bro. Like not many managers get to have their own players. You know what I
no
mean?
one
Look,
gets
look, look at Luis Enrique. Like he finally got ready. Um he got basically clearance here to move Mbappe on, and he even said, "Yo, like I told these lot, we are going to be a better team without Mbappe." But it's one of
100%.
them things where it was a gamble that paid off. But most players, I mean, most managers do not get their own players. You normally have to. I'd say you need to be at a team for 4 years before the team you could really say is in your image. If you're saying that you're getting 3 to 4 players a summer, because that's what you get on average. Teams don't really do what Chelsea do and bring in like let 8 go and let 8 come in. That doesn't really happen. Usually it's 3 to 4 players a summer, which means you need at least 4 seasons. Say you get 12 to 16 players in.
Yeah, exactly. No one gets their players. The manager that get their players, they deserve their players because they
Yeah,
did a good job with players that weren't theirs in the first place. So
exactly.
you need to start showing something with a squad that isn't yours. The only like it's weird when a manager comes in and they gets a lot of players. Usually it's because the club are signing those players. They're not signing it. They're not signing those players for him. They are signing those players for the club. So he could be
Yeah.
sacked in 3 months because it's a club decision, regardless. But no
Yeah.
one come like this is. I think this phenomenon happens only at United when you have
Mm.
get him. He doesn't have his players. Like we are judging managers here. Like he has to do the best he can with the tools he has. And if he shows promise, then he gets better players or more suited players. And then he gets to make demands. But it doesn't exist. It doesn't work like that.
But that's basic management anywhere, bro. Like your
Anywhere.
job as a manager anywhere is to maximize the resources that you have at your disposal. Like that's what it is. He's not doing that. So just based off that, he deserves to be sacked.
Yeah,
Like that's crazy. I've never seen any other sport where they're saying, all right, we're gonna stick with the coach and we're just gonna get rid of the players. That never happened in basketball.
bro. Let alone basketball. If I'm late for a meeting, people look at me weird.
But this is what I'm saying. Like,
Just
like
for
what
being
we
late.
do. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Or imagine in the NFL, they were like, oh yeah, we're keeping the coach. We're just gonna get rid of the whole offensive line and give him a new one. Like, bro, what are you talking about? That shit don't happen.
Doesn't happen. You get sacked, bro. American sports as well. They are
If you
very.
get sacked, they're ruthless as hell in American sports because they understand at the end of the day, yeah, like the team is about the players. Like the coach is disposable at all times.
100%, 100%.
At
And then
all
you do like
times.
Madrid do, like for Carlo will leave. Carlo might be back in 3 years.
Bro, he probably will. Carlo will leave Real Madrid, go to Brazil, probably have a tournament with Brazil, and then end up back at Real Madrid once they
Exactly.
sack Alonso. Because I don't think Alonso makes 2 years at Madrid. I'll be honest.
You think so?
I don't think he makes 2 years. And the reason why I say that is because Barcelona look like they're going to be dominating for some time in it. And the thing is with Real Madrid, they won't look at it as, you know what, Barcelona are class here. If we finish second, it's all right. It's never all right at Madrid.
Yeah.
Like I grew up watching Madrid get smoked by Barcelona every year, and yet still they just kept sacking managers because they were just like, yo, we have to win the league or the Champions League.
That's
If
true.
Alonso doesn't win the league or the Champions League, he'll get sacked within 2 years, bro. Like that's what will happen. Like that's what will happen, and they won't feel bad about it either.
100%. Like if it wasn't a project with Alonso and he started
Mm.
getting poor results, by December he would be sacked. But since they know they have to give him time because it's a new system, and this they will give him 1 year. But if it
But that's
starts,
it. I don't think he finishes the second year. That's what I'm saying.
it could happen. Could happen. I could see that happening 100% because that's
Yeah.
how they move, and that's a big club. They win, and
Mm,
bro, we are so
that's-
far away from it being a. And the thing that annoys me the most is that the people that defend the manager the most, like not all of them, but most of them, they also defend the shit players that I wanted
mm,
gone
mm-hmm,
for time. And now they say it's the players. I'm like, yeah, but how do you get to that? How is it that the players that are playing are the ones you defend, but it's the players' fault and not the managers?
mm.
It's when you're not thinking logically, you're basically allowed to do whatever you want, but you're not held accountable for your thinking. You can't
But
do
this
that
is
in
the
the debate.
problem. But we're in life. We're in life. Are you allowed to just do shit and not be held accountable for it, bro? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Part of being an adult is accountability. Do you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? He's
life
not
is
a child, bro. Part of being bro. Listen, when you're over a certain age, you go jail, bruv. Like, do you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, accountability is everywhere in life. Like, there's no way. Yeah, these guys are telling him, it can't be Amarim. It can't be him. Like, it must be the players. Bro, it can't be the same players that have won trophies in the last 2 seasons, yeah. And we've seen these players go on runs, like
exactly.
unbeaten home runs or unbeaten away runs and stuff like that. We've seen them put runs together, like we've seen it, the same group of players. So the same fans that say, no, these are the players that got XYZ manager sacked. These are also the players that won fucking trophies. So which one is it?
And if it's the players, well, then let's talk about the players.
Exactly. Like call them out.
Call them out. Exactly. If it's the players, let's suppose it is players. I think it's both. Manager's doing a terrible job and he's failing, and the players are not good enough. But we know that. But the moment you start, you press someone about this, they tell you, but look at the squad. He still has Lindelof on the bench. Ericsson is still here. And he's like, hey, come on now. Let's not blame the players that are not playing for the
But that's
manager.
what I'm saying. And when Ericsson was playing in the Premier League for Brentford, yeah, he was starting every week and he was doing well. That's how he ended up here in the first place.
Exactly.
What?
And then
Why are we
Ericsson,
pretending Ericsson hasn't got something to offer in football? When he plays internationally, he's still scoring goals.
100%. It can't be the players not playing, by the way. It just can't be. So if it
Yeah.
has to be Rasmus, it has to be Garnacho, it has to be Bruno, it's got
Mm.
to be Ugarte to some extent. It's got to be Kobe Maino as well. Kobe Maino, I don't think he's playing well.
He's not.
It's got to be those players, the players that are playing. It's very, very easy. Who are you going to blame? People now, Onana is enemy, public enemy number one. And
He's awful though. Do you know what
he's
I
been
mean?
dropping blunders after blunder, fair enough.
Yeah.
But surely, like it can't be only Onana.
He's not
No,
the only one, but he's the easy scapegoat.
exactly. Just like
And
Anthony
this is
was.
the problem. Yeah. Oh, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And then look what Anthony's doing now. And then the manager's coming out gaslighting us, telling us it's about physicality of the league and stuff like that. But while you're playing Garnacho every week. Like, do you understand? Like, don't speak about physicality and then you're playing Garnacho every week, who has zero physicality. Like
Zero.
zero.
Even
So, but that's
weak,
it. But
weak,
this is the
weak,
point.
weak.
Between Rasmus and Garnacho, there's no physicality. These guys can't stay on their feet, man. They can't hold their own. And you're saying that Anthony's only doing well. No, Anthony's doing well because you're playing to because the team he's playing at plays to his strengths. That's all it is. And part of being a coach here is playing to the strengths of the majority of the squad.
100%.
Because nobody looks better in this system. So that means you're not playing to the strengths of the majority of your squads. And that is your job fundamentally.
Exactly. And regarding Anthony, it's easier to play well when you have players around you that understand football.
Yep.
Like they can, like Bilbao, for example, not Bilbao, Betis, they don't have the best squad or anything like that.
Yep.
But of course, the way those players understand football, the way they like their relationship to the game, it makes sense. They look for the pass, they look to control the ball, they look for opening, they look for space. They don't look to do erratic, reckless stuff like the players we have, the Garnacho, the Bruno, the Hoyland. So just by having players that, even though they are not the best in the league, just are on a good like intellectual wavelength, the same as yours, it's easier for you to play football. Easier. And Anthony, I'm like, oh, the amount of smoke I got for saying I would pick Anthony over Garnacho every day
Oh,
of the
easy
week.
work. Easy work.
Easy,
Said the same thing.
easy. And I'm not
He's a
saying
better
he's
footballer than
great.
Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund, bro. Like when we're just talking about actual footballing ability, he's better than both of them. You can't put him out the door. That's the same thing about Sancho. You don't get rid of Sancho, Rashford, and Anthony, and still have Hoyland and Garnacho in the squad. That doesn't make sense. By all
Yeah,
means,
that's
if you
nasty.
think them three are not good enough, cool. But then you got to bring in better players.
100%. That's nasty. You know how mad that is.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the people that are defending Amram at the moment are the people that defended Ten Hag for the longest, and this squad is built by Ten Hag. So he can't be the players, and he can't be the
Because
managers.
they believe that this is how you support a team and this is how you support a manager. Like even this statement say maybe managers aren't the problem. Yeah, are you stupid? Like it's elite sport. The managers listen. The buck starts and falls with the manager always. Like
That's
why
true.
are we pretending like this is special? The manager's job is to get the best out of the players in any field. You could be the manager in fucking Sainsbury's, bruv. If your branch is underperforming, yeah, the manager's getting sacked.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you are, like it doesn't matter where you are. So when you're pretending that somebody that's meant to be in charge of a group of people that's not maximizing is not going to lose their job. If you work in sales and you're a sales manager and your whole sales team are failing, you're getting sacked, mate.
100%.
You
That's just
could
how.
be you could be in the fucking gym. You could be the sales manager in a leisure center, bro. If you're not hitting your targets, you're getting sacked, bro.
That's just how it works.
24% win rate, my bro. Look at that.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Where the
That's
fuck
nasty.
do they do that? Like
That's
literally, like based on what he's done since he's come in, we would have been relegated.
yeah. You could say that it's a good thing we took our time to sack Ten Hag, which I never thought I would say, but
It's
it's looking like it. Because you know what? Like there's the stat I saw yesterday or the day before. In 2025, PSG have more wins against Premier League teams than United.
yo, that's incredible, you know.
It's unbelievable, is it?
Yeah, bro, it's incredible. Like, bro, like honestly, who would have thought that we could have a manager come in here and break all the records that we thought that Ten Hag had shattered forever?
Yeah, and Ten Hag was on a roll.
Oh, bro, listen, he was breaking them like, oh
For
my god, with
fun.
impunity, bro. I'm telling you, like, it was unbelievable what he was doing. And
He was
Ruben said,
on a
"Yo,
run.
hold my beer, mate." Do you know what I mean? He's coming and he's just fucked everything up. Like, honestly, and the worst thing about it is nobody wants to hold him accountable. Like, and then these are the same guys that they profess here to wanting to see the team do well and see the team go back to where they are. But bro, if you want things to be successful, you have to make ruthless decisions, bro.
Yeah,
Do you know
100%.
what I'm saying? That you have to make ruthless decisions. At the end of the day, yeah, when you look at the most successful teams here in football, they do sack and they sack very, very regularly, bro.
And also,
Everyone looks at Real Madrid and Barcelona as the benchmark. They're both sacking teams, bro.
100%.
They're both sacking teams because
Bayern
sacking
Munich,
is showing that you're upholding a standard, bro. That's what sacking is.
exactly, because it's not a jail sentence. Like you get sacked and then you move on. Like nothing terrible is going to happen. Get like Bayern Munich do the same thing as well, and many other clubs. Like it just
Mm,
City are the one that you can say that are a top club that are not sacked, but because they are winning. Like
mm,
they turned the Premier League into the Farmers League that everyone you can compare
mm.
it to the Ligue 1 at the moment.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
look at this. And man saying, if you're a manager and you knew your plans were for the club, what your plans were for the club, you didn't have the right players. Guess what? I wouldn't take the fucking job. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
common sense. Don't take a job, yeah. Do not take a job at a club with players that do not suit your philosophy and anything you want to do. You're a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why Zidane's only had one job. Because Zidane understands, yeah,
he knows.
that like I'm not gonna walk into a Real Madrid with all these players again. So I have to be very particular about which jobs I take. Look at the jobs that Pep took.
Yeah,
He took the Barcelona job, then he went to Bayern Munich, and then he took the Man City job. Pep's not taking these in-between fucking jobs, bro, because he understands if I don't have the right players, yeah, I can't do what I'm supposed to do. Do you know what I'm saying? So Ruben Amorim already had a team, yeah, top of the league, was in the Champions League. There was absolutely no reason for him to go to Man United, yeah, unless he genuinely thought that he could do something with these players. And he's come in and realized he can't. That's the facts of it. It's got nothing to do with anything else.
no, he can't.
Because we were 4 points off, yeah, the
Top.
top four when this player came in. So that means the managers brought him in to get us Champions League football.
Yeah, 100%. You're
They
not going
did.
to bring you in.
What do you think? Ineos saw that we were 4 points away and thought that this elite manager can't get us in the top four?
Now we are 4 points away from relegation or
Four
something.
points.
From the other end.
What do you think that they brought him in, yeah, so he could literally just lose every game and tank the season? And now our final hopes are on a cup against Spurs.
Against Spurs, exactly.
Bro, come on, man. If they wanted to do this, they could have saved their money and kept Rude, and we would have never even been in the bottom half of the table.
100%. And Amarim, if you know you don't have the squad that you want, at least adjust. And let's suppose he doesn't want to refuse the job, but he knows he doesn't have the players. Well, then adjust, switch formations, put three in the middle, do something so that you don't lose every game. Because at the moment, bro, there's nothing to be discussed. He's losing every game, every game, and it's not even an exaggeration. Like, he needs to go. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Like, I can't defend it, and people are saying, yeah, but get him his place. I'm like, do you know how dramatically we need to improve for this to have any, like, to be acceptable to any degree next season? Like, we need to be around 6 comes October for this suffering to make any sense. Which
But
would
this is
be
what I was saying. I was saying, yeah, it's so unrealistic here now to tell this manager that, yo, you need to make up 10 positions in the Premier League next season, yeah, with 4 signings.
Exactly. It's too big of a jump.
It's too big of a jump. You're better off getting a brand new manager that comes in and suits the players that we have, yeah, and he would close that gap. He would just close that gap immediately. Because even this comment here, it's like, you know what it is? People want to point out certain things, yeah, and decontextualize everything. This is not the same owners that we've had for the last 10 years. It's not, because the club is not being run by the same people. Factually, we don't have the same hierarchy in terms of football recruitment. Our football recruitment has completely changed. We got a new fucking chief executive. We got a new football director / whatever the fuck Jason Wilcox is, and we've got Vivell in as well. It's not the same, and we saw that in our last transfer window, which was one of the best transfer windows that we've had in recent history by far.
Yeah, it made sense.
So, yeah, so with that in mind, it's not the same people. However, the owners before, man can say it's not the wrong managers. Of course it's the wrong managers, because hold on. The funny thing is, you're going to say that the owners are shit, but then you're not going to say that the owners pick shit managers.
Yeah, and if the owners are shit, the manager can be shit too.
Well, exactly. But if the owners are shit, it would make sense why the managers are shit, because they pick shit managers. Do you understand what I'm saying? The funny thing is, these guys want to slag off the owners, but they want to back the guys that they brought in. Make it make sense, because if you don't fuck with the owners, why do you trust the owners' judgment and bringing in these managers, but you don't trust them?
Exactly.
Make it make sense. If you're anti-Ineos and you don't trust Ineos, then why do you trust them with Ruben Amorim?
Exactly. It's pure narcissism. Look at me. I'm a good fan. That's what it is.
That's all it is.
That's narcissism. I'm a good fan. I support the club. At the end of the day, the subject is the fan. It's not the club. Like, it's very easy to me. Like, if the club's best interest and the manager's best interest are conflicting, I side with the club.
That's it. Always. I want my team, yeah. I want my team to win, bro. And whatever, I don't give a shit what that looks like. If that means sack the manager, cool. That's what it looks like.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
For example, we're going to win the league with Bruno playing every minute, I'd be happy. I'd say, you know what? Get Bruno in the team. I don't think that can happen. So that's why I want Bruno gone. Same with the managers.
Bro, but this is the thing. If you put the team first, that's one thing. Certain people only care about their I told you so's and the one-upmanship on fucking Twitter. That's what they care about. They don't actually care about the future of the football club. And this is what the joke is. Like, we're sitting here and we're seeing, yeah, loads of teams, yeah, that are below Manchester United in terms of where they should be as a club, but they're above us, yeah. And apparently they don't have better managers or better players than us. So explain to me why they're above us in the league, because I just want to know.
There should be because you can't tell me Glazers. Because that's the thing. When they are run out of arguments, they will tell you, like, run out of reasons. They go back to the owners, because you can't say anything again like about it. Like, you can't refute it. Oh, it's the owners, but it's not concrete. You can't discuss it. Yeah, but look at the ownership. It's like, yeah, the ownership has been terrible, but surely there's more to this.
Yeah, but
And
they can say, "Oh, but it's the owners." Okay, I'll say, "All right, cool." What about the owners? Is it because the owners don't pick the team? The
yeah, that's
owners don't make the substitutions. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't do that. So, and when Ten Hag was in charge, they pretty much gave Ten Hag what he wanted. So, if we're gonna say that they're bad owners because they gave him the players that he wanted, cool, then say that.
yeah,
But
exactly.
is that not what you would want your owners to do for your manager?
Exactly. At that point with Ten Hag, we were done. Like they would have, like for example, I remember, yo, that was mad. That was mad. They were defending Ten Hag because, for example, 80 million on Anthony Onana Mount. They said if we had a proper structure in place, they would have picked other players instead of those.
Mm,
But at the same time, if they didn't buy the players he wanted, the argument would have been the opposite. Yeah, but he
mm.
wanted those players, and the owners didn't get him the players he wanted. So it was a lose-lose. Like you blame the owners regardless. You blame the owners for picking the players he wanted and signing the players he didn't want. So what's going
But
on?
this is the thing, and then you know what it is? It's funny because you see Liverpool fans, yeah, they hate their owners as well. They just lifted the Premier League trophy.
Yeah, you can do
So
both.
so what you so what? Like it's not possible to have bad owners and still win. Well, boy, what about that? Look how many Champions League finals, Champions Leagues, and Premier League title races that Liverpool have been in the last 10 years with their terrible owners. And then
Exactly.
people are going to turn around and say that their owners are better than ours, bro. We spend way more money than Liverpool.
100%.
Way
100%.
more money than Liverpool. Yes, our setup above managerial level, yeah, is not as good as Liverpool's. It hasn't been in terms of who was there, but
Competent.
we've improved that now, finally. But
100%.
we've spent way more than Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like someone said, Liverpool has spent 12 million net in the last free transfer window.
Flipping hell, man.
So what the fuck are people talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of them ones where, bro, what I don't like about the Glazers is not because it's not that they underspend, because no, they've overspent to the point where we don't have any money
Really?
left.
Yeah,
These lot have been literally spending money, yeah, to try and get us back in the Champions League, and they're not budgeting for what if we don't. And
exactly.
that's what's got us in the position. They've overpaid on wages, they've overpaid on players to back the manager, which you man always say, back the manager. They did back Ten Hag to the tune of 60 million for Mason Mount, to the tune of 80 million for Anthony.
He
Do you know
got
what I
back
mean?
too much. He got back
Not that
too
too
much.
much, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these lot went and gave Bruno 350k a week.
Oh my
Like,
life.
like they've been backing. Do you know what I mean? This is what you man asked for. Do you know what I
100%.
mean? This is what you asked for. They've done it. And now you're still saying they're shit owners, bro.
Because I'll
Fuck,
be real, if it was my money coming out of my pocket, Amarim is not getting a dollar
brother. You have to earn the right to
to
have
us.
to even have a say in what we're doing. And this is why these men need to go and buy players for the club, yeah, and then they need to buy a manager that suits the squad that we have. That's all you need to do. Fuck all this. Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Fuck all of this buying players for managers, bro.
Because all the last 6 months was not about him getting used to the city of Manchester. It
Yeah,
was about assessing him. He
yeah,
assesses the squad and he's getting assessed as well. And so
yeah.
far, it's been a failure, complete failure. He doesn't know the good players from the shit ones. Formation is always the same. I don't mind a manager sticking to his formation, but I need to see it.
Yeah, but also there's different ways to interpret a formation, because even Ten Hag always played the 4-2-3-1, but it's one of them things where once he realized at the beginning that they couldn't do what he done, he just dropped the defensive line and said, all right, cool, we're going to play a mid to low block because these players can't play with this amount of space, bro. Like he still adapted the system. This
Yeah,
manager wants to play with all these gaps on the pitch, like all these big spaces in between players, knowing that we don't have players yet of the technical level of a Paris Saint-Germain where we can have players isolated on the ball. Like we can't have players isolated on the ball because we don't have that level of player. You can't have Bruno in the midfield playing in the double pivot, receiving the ball in space to turn and pass between the lines. He's just gonna hoof it.
exactly. Like Bruno plays in the 10, like for this weekend, he played in the 10. And every time we had the ball at center half, Bruno was there.
Yeah.
So I need to, like something is not adding up to me. And one thing I liked with the back three systems usually I like it because the players are all close to one another.
That's
You
how it's
cover
supposed to be. You watch interplay, it's like that.
exactly. They are close to one another. This is one of the first thing I said earlier. I said at least with this system, players will have a short pass option close because they move as a team up and down, and there's like
Mhm.
and it's the opposite. There are gaps and gaps. And we get man-to-man press that he's never been able to adjust. Every team that man-to-man presses is it happened in against Bournemouth in January.
Yeah.
And ever since that game, he's been found out, has never been able to adjust. It's like playing, like, what, how do you call it, with a tiki-taka, with the, like in training when you play like
Rondo.
Rondo. It's like playing
Mm.
Rondo 11 against 11. You need
Yeah.
to play Rondo, you need to have one at least.
You need to have a numerical advantage. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like basically playing Rondo 11 against 11. You're not going to do it. Yeah, it's basically what it is. And another thing, Ten Hag was always doing man-to-man press, if you remember. And what is the trademark of the goals we were conceding? Someone just running through the pitch like it's what.
But when Ten Hag went from mid to low block to man press, that's when he started to lose the dressing room, and that's when we started to get ripped apart. It was then.
Players like, you know, the for example, the against Spurs, when was it Van der Ven? They just run the entire
just ran the whole length of the pitch. Yeah,
exactly. So this is what happens when you play man-to-man press. Everyone is covering someone. So if someone is good enough on the ball, they have enough space to run. And look at how we play against Bournemouth. Like what they do to we don't even do that to them.
Yeah.
We should be able to say, you know what, they are doing this. We need to be able to put a long ball in behind. And so surely you don't pick Garnacho and Højlund because they can't control the ball. And if so, you need to be able to have someone that carries the ball. So if he's getting pressed, if he goes past his man, everyone is taken. So you have space to run into. But this is very basic. Like, you can't not know this or not apply this and get paid 6 million a year. Doesn't make sense to me.
It's mental. You know what I mean? It's not making sense, bro. It's not making sense. Like, honestly, like none of it. And the fact that they don't want to hold this guy accountable is killing our football club. Because the one thing I say about the foreign clubs, what I like about them is that, bro, them ultras don't fuck about, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Them man will be on the pitch after the game if you think that you're doing this bullshit. 24% win percentage, bro. I'm telling you, they'll be waiting in the car park for the manager.
Oh, big time.
And this is what's missing from this football club. Like, zero accountability. Everyone's like, oh, we lost another game. I saw, right?
They clap.
Yeah, that's it. No, it's okay. Like, it's an absolute disgrace. And then they'll turn around and say, we're the ones that aren't real football fans, but you're allowing them to run this club into the floor, bro. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. It really is. It really is. Like, the fans just clapping and being happy. It just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make. And you know, I'm Moroccan, bro. Like, from Casablanca. You know the crowds, how mad they are in there. Like the stadium in Casablanca, I think it's 45,000 places. 75 people get in. Like 30K overcrowded.
Yeah.
And they get told the truth. And in Turkey, France.
Yeah, exactly.
Everywhere. Spain.
But this is it, bro. I seen this league, bro. They stormed the training ground the other night after they lost, bro. And remember, even at Sporting, I think Sporting rushed the training ground as well. Like, bro, this is what should be happening. Instead, you've got United fans making excuses saying he doesn't have his own players, bro. It's like, what is this nonsense, bro? What is this nonsense? Like,
one of his weaknesses, like identifying players, profiling players, is one of his weaknesses.
But bro, that's the worst weakness you can have as a coach, bro. Like,
it's a fundamental weakness. Like, you can be a bad manager, you can be a poor tactician compared to the others, but you can't not know who's good from who's shit.
But also, like, you can't not know what characteristics lend the best to playing in certain positions. Like, I keep telling people, like, when you look at a footballer, you don't just look at their level of technical ability. You also have to look at what they're most inclined to do, because in life in general, when you're under pressure, you will always revert to type. You will always be in autopilot, bro. There's certain players you don't play in certain positions because you understand when they're under duress, they're going to do certain things, innit?
Exactly.
And this is just what it is.
Dalot left wing back. He gets put under pressure. He does something.
He cuts inside and he'll pass the ball through to their striker, like, every time.
Exactly.
So you don't play him. So you don't play him there.
Exactly. You remove.
Do you understand? No, it's a joke, man. It's the same with loads of players. That's why when people are saying to me, "Oh, this player should be playing here," even with Scott McTominay, I always said with Scott McTominay, he's not a deep midfielder, bro. Scott McTominay is a box crashing midfielder, bro. If I had him and I was the manager, he's playing he's playing the highest up in a three-man midfield, bro. So he can attack the box and get into the area because he finishes like a center forward, bro. Like
Yeah,
he's an instinctive finisher. I would not have this guy in the
dictate.
middle of the pitch where he has to dictate the tempo of the game or he has to receive the ball on the half turn. He ain't got feet for that. But what he can do is he can drive with the ball and he can attack the box, bro. So I would have him higher up the pitch, bro. Do you know what I mean? He's a better fucking finisher than Rasmus Højlund by far.
Easy by quite a distance actually.
By far. But people have literally, when you look at Manchester United, half of this squad have been misprofiled a million times. Do you know what I'm saying? There's loads of players. Like it was like, oh, is Rashford a striker? Is he not striker? Is he a
Nah,
wide player? Is he a striker? Bro, he's never been a central player, man.
that guy, but the Rashford fans, they are something else as well. Like Rashford's best position is always the one he isn't playing in.
Well, of
It's
course.
always that position.
This is what it, but this is what it is though. Do you know what I mean? This is exactly what it is though with Rashford, because I said the same thing about Rasmus Højlund, bro. Absence, in it, bro. I swear down, they turn into the best players when they're not there.
Exactly.
This is what it is, bro. Because like they forget how shit they are. All of a sudden, they
It's always
start
the
doing
other
they
one.
start doing the revisionism, bro. That's what they're doing with that's what they've been doing with Rasmus. Remember when Rasmus was injured and people had the cheek to say that we needed him back? It's like, bro, did you forget he went like 26 games without a goal before? Like,
Exactly. We need him back for what?
back for what? Do you know what I'm saying? Fuck, to mow the grass. Like, bro, I couldn't believe it, bro. This is what these guys do, man. Like, this fan base is actually, bro, they got problems, in it. They've got a lot of problems, and they think that you can't blame the manager. Of course you can.
Of course, you
Like,
have
of
to. It's a
course
duty.
you can. Like, what are we
It's a duty.
talking about?
You have
Like,
to.
that's mental, bro. Like, you're looking at this Manchester United team, and you're telling me that with all the talent that we do have, because we do have talent in the team, because you can even see it by some of the goals that we score.
Yeah,
Like there's talent in the team, bro. When we turned around that result against Leon, that was nothing to do with coaching.
bro.
That,
Exactly.
that was nothing. That was just players putting pressure on Leon. They absolutely just overloaded them. That Kobe Mino goal, the touch from Casemiro around the corner, then the touch from Kobe and the finish. That had fuck all to do with coaching. That was pure instinctive quality. That's
Football.
what that was.
Hundred
That's what
percent.
that was. That was pure quality. No one can tell me that that was anything other than that.
And it's
So
just
when
like Ten
people
Hag
are
at the
saying,
moment. It's just
what's
like
that?
Ten Hag. It's just like Ten Hag at the moment. When he makes the right subs, it's because he made the mistake in the first place of not picking them. So
Yeah.
if you take out Garnacho and you bring Ahmad and Mount, and it's going to improve, not because it's a great sub, but because it's obvious that you're going to put better players than those who are playing.
And that's what he does when he makes substitutions. He just puts the footballers on, and then you wonder why the football improves. Like the
Exactly.
substitution, he put on Ahmad, Kobe, and Mason Mount, and you wonder why, like the football improved when he took off Garnacho and Rasmus.
Rasmus, are you taking the piss?
What, and Ugarte.
Yeah,
What a
exactly.
fucking shock that the football improved when you put on actual footballers. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I never have guessed that.
Ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. And the average football fan, they're not going to understand that because they don't know what the hell they're watching,
Ah,
bro.
I'm going to say my manager.
Yeah, they're like, oh, great substitution. How about you start these guys? How about
Exactly.
you
Like
just start them?
all of a sudden we miss Zersky. I was like, yeah, but Zersky was better from the world. He was not playing Zersky. Don't tell
He
me
was on
we
the bench. He
exactly.
was on the bench. Do you know what I mean? He had one of the best spells, yeah, of any player this season.
Yeah, 100%.
Like he had about 5 or 6 games where people were literally just watching us to watch him play.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally.
It's
And then
obvious.
he got injured, and all of a sudden, when he got injured, they were like, oh my days, like we can't win the Europa League now. He's injured. But hold on, you lot were calling him shit like 2 weeks ago.
People wanted him gone in September.
Come on, bro. In January, he was getting linked to the move away, and apparently the manager was open to letting him go, bruv. Him and Casemiro.
Yeah, yeah.
In
You see,
January, he
Hero,
was
that's
linked with
another one.
Juventus, and Cass was getting linked with a move in Jan. Don't forget, people. This manager
Ah,
wanted Cass out.
That's true. That's true. I know Casemiro, like it seems to me like he's discovering Casemiro. But Casemiro has been at the top level for decades now.
Cass was collecting trophies when Amarim was still
Was
fucking
playing.
playing.
Exactly. Like you can rate Casemiro or not, or like stylistically, I can get that. I think Casemiro is a great player. He's
Yeah.
just not my type of footballer in general. He's not the guy I wanted to sign.
Yeah.
But you cannot deny who Casemiro is and his strength. He's different in what he does. It seems to me like Amarim just learning who is like I started to understand how to play Casemiro. Bro, what? Were you not watching football? Were you not watching the Champions League? Ah, yeah,
Come on, man.
come
It's
on.
mad. Like even the fact that Carlo's going to Brazil, yeah, and he's bringing back Cass. That's the first thing he's doing, bruv. Carlo understands the assignment.
Ah, Carlos was
Brazil can't win without Casemiro.
100%. He was heartbroken when we bought him.
Yeah, they cannot win without Cass. They need Cass and Neymar to win anything.
Yeah,
That's the
because
reality. Because if you're relying on Vinicius, bro, and his fucking hair extensions, you'll be waiting another fucking 8 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna happen.
yeah, 100%.
No,
It's
it's actually a
Charleston.
joke, bro. It's actually a joke, bro. What I'm seeing at this football club, you can't tell me that we don't have enough. We don't have enough players, bro. Like even when I was speaking to like Musa in the chat, I said even with Sancho, Anthony, and Rashford gone, who should have never been gone. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's one of them things where you can do business with people you don't like, even if it's short term. Do you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like
transaction.
as a manager, if I'm coming in to this squad right now and I know there's certain players I don't really like, bro, you're the best player in the world until the summer.
Yeah,
That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not keeping you, yeah, but bro, I'm going to get the best out of you for the time that you're here, even if I don't believe you're a good player. But I understand that I need you.
I need you.
Like
Exactly.
as a manager, you need your players, innit? Like I've never, when I coach, I can't afford to be coaching and have an ego when I'm coaching because I understand, yeah, that I could have all these brilliant ideas, but if these guys don't carry it out, I'm the one that looks like a dickhead.
Yeah, that's
Do
how
you know
you
what
do
I'm
it.
saying? Because they'll say, "Oh, Rants, your team lost." Then that's what they'll say to me. They'll say, "Your team lost. It's my team."
Yeah, that's
Do you
how
know
it
what I'm
goes.
saying?
That's how it goes.
They'll say your team lost, even though I didn't play. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can't just be like, I can't just have the ego and just be like, oh, you know what? I don't like this guy, so he's not playing. Bro, I need all of you. I need all of you to turn up and play and do what I want you to do, preferably, so you can win because I need you. There's none of this coming into teams and icing out Casemiro and saying, oh, you know what? It's nothing personal. It's just a profile thing. You don't fit how I see football. Bro, how can you not need Casemiro? 5
Right.
Champions Leagues and you don't need him?
In the team we have, like we don't have like the Pedris and the other type, the other players sitting on the bench.
Bro, like how could you not need Rashford, yeah, in a team that has Garnacho and Rasmus in it, bro? Brother, I'll rather see Marcus Rashford, yeah, up front in the 9, yeah, running and smashing his head against the goalpost than watch fucking hit Rasmus Højlund play.
You know, I don't know. I think it's a toss up between me.
Bro, listen, I can't stand Rashford. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro,
Not-
he's not worse than Rasmus Højlund. He can't be. It's impossible. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of the, I'll rather watch Rashford die, yeah, than watch fucking Rasmus Højlund play. Like that's why I said play Cheeto. I'd rather see Cheeto struggle, yeah. I'd rather see him
Yeah.
struggle, and I'll just keep playing him because he can't do any worse than Rasmus Højlund, bro. He can't.
So that's why,
And,
as the manager at the moment, that's why he has no imagination whatsoever. If you want to stick with a back three, play a 3-5-2 and put two up top and put Ahmad and Zersky there. And then you
yeah,
remove Hoyland and Garnacho altogether.
because we
Because
don't really have wingers anyway.
exactly, we don't have a good attack. We don't
Yeah,
have a good front three. So at least put a front two, you remove one.
yeah.
You have one less shit player on the pitch. So if you want to lose less games, because
And
we are
you have
just
an extra midfielder back there as well, because Bruno always floats in there anyway. So you might as well play him as the third one.
exactly put Ugarte, Casemiro, and Bruno, for example.
Ugarte, Casemiro, and Bruno in a triangle. It's
And
calm. Do you
it's
know what I mean? I watched Inter play fucking against Barcelona with fucking Mkhitaryan in there. Do you know what I'm saying?
bro,
So
100%,
do you know what
100%.
I mean? So why can't man can't tell me that Bruno, Casemiro, and Ugarte is not a quality midfield? That's a top half of the table midfield. That's a top 6 midfield. How
At
can it
least it
not
doesn't
be?
lose. At least it doesn't lose every game. At least
Like,
because
that midfield three, yeah. If
it's
you
been
play that midfield three consistently, it's a top 6 midfield in the Premier League, bro. Whether
it's been,
people like it or not, it is easily. And I don't even like Ugarte, bro.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even like him. Do you know what I mean? But that's a top 6 midfield, bro. It is. So it's one of them things where we can't pretend that it's not. And the thing is, even if you wanted to play Bruno deeper next to Casemiro, you could play Mount in the 10, or you could play Kobe in the 10 or something like that. You could
Right.
find other midfield threes, yeah, to play that would be better than the 4 that we're doing, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I would pick Ugarte, Casemiro, and Mount. I've been Bruno. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you
Yeah,
know what I'm
because
saying?
they're the same to me. They're the same. Just one is more goal scoring than the other.
I agree. I think Mount's better on the ball,
Yeah,
and Bruno scores more goals. Do you know
exactly.
what I'm
But one
saying,
is less disruptive. So I'd much rather build a team with the one that is less disruptive. At least it has a good touch compared to the other.
bro? But this is what it is. And then when you look at United's back 4, bro, it's like you can't tell me that Lenny Euro and Delite centre back partnership isn't a top centre back partnership. It's a
I
top
think it's
centre back
class.
partnership.
I think it's class.
It's a top centre back partnership, bro. Dorgu at left back, yeah, and Mazraoui at right back, no problem. That
That's a
back 4 is
decent
solid.
defense. That's a decent defense.
That's a
It's a
solid back 4, bro. Like that's what that is. Like that back 4, that 3 in midfield, yeah, and you still got Ahmad and Xerxes, yeah, and whatever. Even if you wanted to play a 2 and you played Ahmad and Xerxes in the 2, bro, you can't. If you played Ahmad Xerxes and fucking whoever, bro, in the front 3, bro, you could play. If you wanted to play Kobe there, or if you wanted to play fucking Garnacho, I wouldn't start him.
Yeah, play a diamond.
You know what I mean, bro? I'd even play Mason Mount on the fucking left before I play Garnacho there.
Yeah, I would as well.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather play Mount on the left than fucking Garnacho, bro.
Yeah.
You could play Mount in the 10 and Kobe on the left. You could play Bruno in the 10, Kobe on the left, or Mount on the left. You don't need to play Garnacho. You don't need to play Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah,
and you definitely don't need to be playing a 5 at the back, bro.
Exactly. And even if you want to play the 5 at the back, you have more options. Let's suppose you stick to the 5 at the back. You can play, like for example, when Pogba was playing for Juventus, they had the midfield. They were playing with a back 3, and they had Pirlo, Arturo Vidal, and Pogba in that midfield with Tevez up front. With who else? I don't remember. Was it Morata or something like that?
Nah, with Morata, I think Morata went after that, but it'd have been Tevez and
They had the 3 in the middle in the back 5 with 2 up front because it's a formation that exists.
But it's a great formation. I don't believe in playing 5 at the back and not playing 2 up front anyway.
Yeah, because if it has to work, the 3-4-3. Otherwise, it's very, very tricky. If it works,
Morata, you saying?
Yeah, it was Morata.
Yeah, like bro, the way I see it is, man say Mandzukic. Mandzukic was there, it was Morata. But either way, the way I see it is, when you play a 5 at the back, your wing backs are supposed to occupy the wings, so you don't need 3 up front. Because the way we play it, it's not meant to be a 3 up front. It's supposed to be a 1 up front with 2 10s. But he plays Garnacho, who hogs the wide areas. So naturally, he gets in Dorgu's way.
Garnacho as a 10, bro. That you need to be sacked for that alone.
Yeah, but he doesn't even play as a 10. He plays as a winger, bro. He still plays on the touchline. And this is the worst thing about it. So he's on the touchline. So Dorgu has to invert, and then he doesn't pass to Dorgu, so it throws off the balance. The manager should be playing actual midfielders in the 10 if he's going to play that system, or he should accept that he doesn't have the players here and he needs to play a 2 up front. But he doesn't do that, bro. Like he's his own worst enemy, bro.
Yeah,
like honestly.
Because like I said to Saeed a few months ago, weeks, it's either he's sticking to his principle or he's too incompetent to do anything else.
Yeah,
and time will tell. So far, it's incompetence. I think so.
I don't think he's sticking to his principles because I don't think he's sticking to them because he doesn't believe that there's a way to change them. I just think that his ego and his stubbornness will not allow him to concede that he's failing. And this is why he deflects all the time. That's why he says about, there's so much going on at the club. And he's talking about other things because he cannot actually accept that he's the issue, bro. He can't accept it, but deep down he knows it because you can see it in his body language.
Bro, like, a storm is coming and all
bro, a storm is coming, bro. What are you talking about?
Fuck that storm, man.
Like, bro, it's not making no sense. You know what I mean? Like, the guy, we didn't get a new manager bounce. He's come in and made us worse. And people are actually, the funny thing is, people are giving him credit, for being stubborn and egotistical, bro. Like, it's crazy and failing. Like, there's nothing more stupid, than just keep on doing the same shit. Like, and then blame it, saying, there's definitely something wrong with the way we're playing football. But who chooses how we play?
Exactly. It just, like, for example, when we played against Newcastle, the game that Zerski got taken off after half an hour, he played Eriksen and Casemiro in midfield. and we got overrun. Not
And then he
Ericsson.
took off Xerxes.
Exactly. And then when we played against Newcastle, and not
Yeah, Newcastle, he done the same thing.
he
You
played
play against
Ericsson.
Newcastle, have the most robust midfield in the league, so you play Ericsson and Cass.
Exactly. And they man to man, and they press man to man, and we don't adjust to that. So we were always going to lose that Newcastle game. It was never we were always going to lose that game. It's scandalous. I can't lie.
Bro, and then even the subbing off Xerxes, yeah, that's when he lost me, bro. Because I'm thinking, hold on. The whole team was under the cosh. You took off the one player that I know you just didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was not the reason why we were struggling. And he wasn't the worst player on the pitch, bro. You scapegoated him, yeah, and you took him off, yeah. But the real reason is it was your incompetence is the reason why we were getting overrun. It had nothing to do with him as a player. You fucked up.
He tried to look tough. That's why.
Yeah, you fucked up, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You actually fucked up, and you could have ruined a man's career, bro. It's poor man management, it's poor leadership, yeah. And then on top of that, yeah, all that's happened is you haven't turned it around since that day. Xerxes turned it around. Xerxes turned his Man United career around. The same fans that were booing him now want him to stay, and you're still fucking losing. So, do you know what I mean? You're still losing, bro. Like, since that day, you haven't turned it around. You're still struggling. But you had an emotional response and you scapegoated a player, and you could have ruined his career at Manchester United.
Someone that you knew was not going to get used. Like, he never would have done that with Garnacho or an academy player.
But this is what I'm saying. But Xerxes was the easy scapegoat to do that. And Xerxes shown the power of character here to actually turn things around. Amorim still hasn't turned it around, bro. Yeah, he still hasn't won 2 games in a row in the league.
Yeah, exactly. 2 games in a row. You know,
brother, do you know how low, bro? The fruit is not even low hanging; it's on the floor.
It's on the floor. Well, just like I said earlier, PSG have more Premier League wins than United in 2025.
Like and they're facts.
Exactly.
Look, they've all turned it around. The players that he throws out. Do you know what I'm saying? Xerxes Anthony is on a worldy run, and he can end up with he can end up with 2 medals. And then Casemiro has and re-announced himself as one of our most important players. And to be fair, in his first season at Man United, he was one of our most important players as well, bro. He scored in the final against Newcastle.
Yeah, he was. Anthony as well was in that first season.
Yeah,
because we were more that first season with Ten Hag, the only reason it was decent was because Eriksen and Casemiro in midfield. So you have intelligent players, responsible players. Anthony doing the work defensively as well.
Yeah.
And Varane was playing still. So everyone in that backline improved.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious the before and after Varane. It's obvious. He improves everyone around him in that defense. So one of the main reasons De Gea got the Golden Gloves, because the defense was solid. And
it was Cass and Eriksen in front of Varane and Lisandro, wasn't it?
Exactly. And Lisandro looked good because it's easy to look good when you have Varane.
Yeah, facts. People were saying that Varane was shit, but bro, Lisandro fell off a cliff when he left.
Like Luke Shaw looked class next to Varane with the few games he played as centre half. Lindelof looked decent, and I can't stand Lindelof. Dallo was on a run because he was playing next to Varane, communicating with him. Like, everyone looked better with Varane. And it's not surprised that he left. One of the few reasons we won the FA Cup the season after is because Varane started playing again. Because he dropped him for tactics. He played Maguire and Evans.
That was ridiculous. Like, the Manchester derby, I think he dropped him.
Exactly. You can see.
Yeah, bro. Bro, there's too many spooky things going on, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's too many things going on, bro. Mad spooky, man. So it's just one of them things where I don't understand the outpour of support, yeah. And it's also one of them things where you can see that he's manipulating people. You can see it. You can see it from all of this media stuff that he's doing. Like, I'm seeing people say, "Oh, we've never seen a Man United or a manager speak so candidly, and he's so honest and all these things." Bro, you're not an honest man, bro. You're not an honest man, bro.
Other than that,
cut the crap.
And I don't give a fuck. Exactly. I do not care. I am sick to death of him speaking and giving interviews. I do not care. And Ragnick did the same thing, and they chased him out.
But Ralph was saying straight. He said, "Yo, open heart surgery. That's
Exactly.
what he said. He said that's what's needed, and he was 100% right. But at the end of the day, yeah, what I give Ralph Rangnick credit for is when he was at Manchester United, you saw this guy play about 2 or 3 different systems in the short time he was here because he understood that his job as a coach, yeah, was to maximize what he had at his disposal. He didn't just say, "Yo, I'm going to play 4-2-2"
And
because
that's it.
that's his formation. But he didn't say, "I'm going to play 4-2-2" and that's it. He played
Exactly.
it. We played well in spells, but then he realized the players couldn't really grasp it, and he changed it because he understood that it's his job to get the best out of these players, bro. Like it's not
That's how
about
it
an
is.
ideology, bro.
Exactly. Fred looked better with him. Dallo looked better. Sancho looked better with him. Like
Mm.
the players that have a bit of IQ about them, they look better.
Yeah, Sancho looked. That's the best we've seen Sancho look in a United shirt was for Ralph because that was a system that he understood, and obviously because he played in Germany, he's a very tactically astute player.
Right.
Sancho, like he understands how to play
Of course.
different systems, and most of the players here just don't. Which is why you have to play to their strengths. Like one
Right.
thing about United players, a lot of them, I wouldn't say they're bad players, but they're limited. But you have to understand when players are limited, that doesn't mean they're bad players. You see managers go into teams all the time, yeah, that are in relegation battles like your Evertons and that. They got loads of limited players. But if you get a Sean Dyche that can get them to play a certain style of football that actually suits what they are actually good at, this is how these guys get out of relegation problems. And you
Trouble.
see it all the time.
100%. And another thing as well, it's easy for shit players to stay consistent regardless of who they play with.
Yeah,
But good players need good players.
yeah.
So if you put someone like Sancho, someone like Martial before that, someone like Mata, if you put those quality players or Zersky at the moment, if you put them next to shit players like this, the team we have, they are not going to look good. If you
You
surround
saw
them
it
with
with Dorgu.
players,
You saw it with Dorgu. As soon as Ahmad came on and Dorgu was playing with Ahmad on the same side, he looked
he
like an
leveled up.
absolute baller.
Exactly, he
When
leveled
he
up.
plays with Garnacho, he looks shit.
Exactly. And if you put good players around good players, all of a sudden everyone goes up a level or two.
Mm.
So that's why. Nah, man,
No,
it's
it's
weird.
crazy.
It's
Like,
weird.
what do you think about this Tottenham game, bro? Like, honestly, yeah, they've got to be the worst team for us to play because we've lost to them
Three
um
times already this season.
3 times already this season. He's lost there twice, and
Yeah,
it's my brother's team, bro. There's too many fucking reasons why
we can't.
I I just didn't want to play Spurs, bro. I didn't
Yeah,
want to play it.
and you know what? We can't be the team that allows Spurs to get a trophy.
Yeah.
Like this is some Spurs don't win cups, so
But
we
that would
can't.
be an all-time low for Man United. Like that would put the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it would to be honest,
It
because you know
would.
how mad. You know that's mad. I'm not too confident to be honest. I'm not
How
confident.
can you be?
Yeah, I'm not confident.
Like, how can you actually be confident, bro? I know that they've got injuries, bro, but it's like the one thing that is actually keeping me optimistic is the fact that I know that we have players that have played in big games like this, like Casemiro. I expect Cas to turn up, bro. Do you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying? I expect big performances from certain players.
yeah. Him because another thing as well. Like Ten Hag was terrible, but Ten Hag had a few games where he won the game of a tactic because of a tactical setup, a
Yeah,
few structured. It happened a few times. We looked more defensive. I'm yet to see Amorim win a game by himself.
yeah,
Like Jose could win a final by himself, like set up in
yeah,
a way. I don't see Amorim doing that.
yeah. I've yet to see a game where I've been like, yeah, this is an absolute masterclass. Like, nah, it's not that. Do you know what I mean? It's never been that, bro. And big up Modern Samurai. This is spot on. And I said the same thing. It's like imagine being a chef, but you can only cook in your own kitchen. Like
Yeah,
that shit don't even make no sense. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Man said you're a carpenter, but I need my own hammer. Like, you know the ones there, like, bro, that shit don't make no sense,
Yeah,
bro.
what's that about?
Now that don't make no sense. Put up the fucking shelf, mate. You know the one. Like, this is just what it is. I need my own hammer. Like, bro, a hammer's a hammer, my bro. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's football. Football players are football players. We're not saying that he should be winning the league with the players he's got. I'm
exactly.
saying he shouldn't be fucking 16th. We were 17th at one point yesterday.
Losing every game.
Bro, 17th we were. Do you know what I mean? We're not saying that he should be challenging for the title. But
Yeah,
we're not saying that because then you could say, "Oh, Rants, you're nuts. Like these
yeah, yeah.
players
No.
aren't good enough." I'm not saying that these players are world beaters. I'm saying that these players are better than 16th, bro. You can't tell me these players ain't good enough to finish in the top 8 to 6. They are.
And if you tell me you believe this squad is 16, then you're lying.
Bro, look at Forest.
Like, at the start of the season,
Forest are shit, bro. Like, and Forest are actually falling down the table now, yeah, to where they deserve to be because they were overachieving. But Forest ain't got better players than us, bro. And Forest were in the top 4 for large parts of the season. Forest ain't got better players than us. No one can gaslight me into believing that Nottingham Forest have better players than us.
United
They're an
fans will
awful
tell you
team
yes.
to watch. They're awful.
Yeah, many United fans will tell you yes, they have better squad than us.
Bollocks. Do you know what I'm saying? Bollocks, mate.
Yeah, that's a load of shit. I
You
can't
know
lie.
what I'm saying? And this is what it is cope. That's
Yeah,
all it is, bro. So like, I can't stand these people, man. Like they're talking out their ass, bro. Like it doesn't make no sense, bro. There's multiple examples in the league of managers with lesser players than ours overachieving. The best managers do tend to overachieve. This is what they do.
well, that's what makes a good manager.
Yeah.
If you do what the squad can do, you're not getting more out of it.
Mm.
Because
No facts.
when Pep first came to City, that first season was basically the squad of the team before, of the manager before.
Yeah,
And if you bring in someone else to play instead of Pep, they won't do what City did with the same players.
it's true.
Like, for example, if you look at the Liverpool team that won the Champions League and the Premier League with Klopp, at one point that midfield was Wijnaldum, Milner, and Fabinho.
Yeah.
That midfield should not get 98 and 97 points
That's
back.
crazy, bro. Like his midfield options were Jordan Henderson, fucking Oxlade Chamberlain,
Exactly.
and these lot. Like, tell
Wijnaldum,
me
Milner.
where the world beaters are. Tell
Exactly.
me where they are.
And who's the creative player like Bruno? No, no.
There is no creative player, and this is why when people are telling me that Bruno's a chance creator, bro, the system creates the chances. You don't need players to create the chances.
Yeah,
And this is why when people are like, "Oh, we need goal scorers," the system creates goals, bro. Why do you think Marino's scoring goals for Arsenal? What? Because he's a prolific finisher. He's a fucking centre mid with no legs, bro. And he's scoring goals for Arsenal, bro. Do you know what I mean? He scored more goals than our strikers, bro, because the system creates opportunities for him to score. It's not rocket science.
Exactly. If there's one thing we saw with Spain and Spanish teams and the Spanish national team as well, you can win with only midfielders on the pitch,
Yeah.
but you can't win with only goal scorers.
Facts.
That's obvious. Like the Spain team that won the Euros and the world,
With
that's
Fabregas up front, yeah.
Mostly midfield players.
Yeah, Fabregas up front, bro. But this is why. But people say, "Oh, but you need strikers. Who's going to score your goals?" But ask the Spaniards.
Exactly. And look, I agree. I love a striker that scores goals. I'm not arguing,
Yeah.
but that's not the reason. You need to score to create goals in the first place.
Bruv, they're idiots, mate. Do you know what I mean? And this is why people think that signing a world-class striker fixes the inability to score goals. You don't understand that before goals are scored, chances must be created.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like goals don't just happen out of thin air. They don't. There's no striker in the world that's going to pick up the ball from kickoff and run through everyone and score. Because if there was, find them.
Yeah, we would know.
We would absolutely know. Do you know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, people are full of shit, man. Like, it's just one of them things. Like, it's the reality. The football that we play is not conducive to creating chances, bro. It's the worst brand of football we've ever seen. Yeah, it's horrific. The same guys that had the energy for Louis van Gaal, like they were saying it was boring. It wasn't boring to me, bro. Like teams couldn't get the ball off us. We actually knew how to keep it, and we had kids playing every single week.
I don't find, yeah, exactly. I don't find having control boring.
I don't.
I love having control. If you have control, you're basically in control of things. So you dictate. So they adjust. If you have the ball, they can score. It's not boring.
But bro, the same guys that were calling Van Gaal football boring are the same guys saying, "Yo, give him more time." Like, give Amarim more time for what, bro? This football's horrific, bro. He needs his own players. Van Gaal didn't have his own players.
Yeah, no, bro. He was far from having his own players.
No one was saying give him his own players, bro. Like, no one was saying that. This guy had Chris Smalling stepping out from the back, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, dictating.
Exactly. Daley Blind and Smalling was the best defense in the league.
It was ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Darmian doing overlaps, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
Darmian has 2 Champions League finals in 3 years or 4.
Come on. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But these men are telling me that this manager needs all of his own players to play a cohesive brand of football. Like, it's lies, bro. It's like keep the same energy, yeah. Keep the same energy for everything.
100%.
Like, do it. Do you know what I mean?
And
And
you
this
know,
is the problem.
before a team goes to an exciting, dominating level, it has to go through the boring phase.
Mm.
That means the principle are like soaked in the players. They understand the task. They understand what they have to do. They understand the triggers. So that's why you go through that boring phase. And then when you have a boring team, now you can just add quality, and all of a sudden it goes from boring to dominating.
Facts, because
And
that's the
that's super
difference,
good.
though. That's what Pep does. He has a team that dominates the ball, and then when he adds the quality, these are the guys that turn that possession into meaningful possession instead of just possession for possession's sake. But you still need a template.
Exactly. The difference between boring football and good football is the quality.
That's all
That's
it is. Do you know
at
what I
least
mean?
that's
When
how
you
I
watch
see it.
PSG, that's the difference.
Exactly.
PSG's possession football. The difference is they've got so many players that can hurt you. It doesn't look like they've just got the ball for the sake of having the ball.
Exactly. And if you
There's
ask
defense.
fans, would they swap Garnacho for Ousmane Dembele, our fans would have said no.
Bruv, them guys are ridiculous, man. Do you know what I mean? These guys were saying that like, bro, we shouldn't sell him, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
And
would
certain
pay,
men are saying, oh, nothing less than 100 million for Bruno. Fuck off, man. Bruv, give me the 60 million that we paid for him and you can have him. What are you
you can
talking
have
about?
it. I'd take a loss.
Yeah, bro, it's mental. Man said 100 million for Bruno. Fuck off. Like,
That's
bro, where did these fans, bruv, where did they get off saying shit like that?
Yeah. I was in a group chat as well, like, with friends as well, saying like they wouldn't accept anything under 180. It's like, you can't be serious, bro. I was having debates back and forth. It's like, you cannot be serious. Even if I rated him, I would accept the money.
Brother, like no one is no one's irreplaceable, bro. Like in the current climate, there's not enough good players
Bro,
like in
not
world
only
football.
exactly, not only is he not like irreplaceable, if we sell Bruno, like I'm telling, this is how I see it. If you bring back Sabitzer and Amrabat and you let Bruno leave, I think we improve overnight. And I don't even like, and
No,
Amrabat
you're right. We should have never let Sabitzer leave, you know.
exactly, and Sabitzer and Amrabat are not even like
Yeah,
word beaters. If you
yeah,
bring those two back and you let Bruno go, I think we improve overnight. Easy.
yeah. Yes, there's a more cohesive midfield, but this is what people don't understand, bro. It's like the thing is, yeah, he he has more cons than pros in it as a footballer.
By a lot.
But the problem is, yeah, in the modern game, people only care about the statistics. So
Yeah.
because of that, it it papers over all the cracks, and they're huge cracks. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're huge cracks, but it papers over all of them.
Absolutely
Do you know
massive.
what I'm saying? But this is the thing, because you just got to look at the teams he gets linked with, bro. He's such a great player, one of the best midfielders in the world, but no decent teams ever want this guy. Do you know what
Bro,
I'm saying? He's getting linked with Saudi Arabia for a reason.
and let's not forget when we brought him from Sporting, he was 25.
Yeah.
25 is not young if
It's
you're
not.
like this talent. At 25, if you're
If
like
you're still in Portugal at 25 and you're a Portuguese player, the chances are, yeah, you're not that good.
exactly, because at the same time the talk was about uh João Felix.
Yeah, of
But
course.
João Felix was 19 or 18 at the time, and he was highly rated, and there were Barcelona were in it for him, and Atletico Madrid for him, and for 120, not 55. So it's not, man. I just can't get it. I think we improve overnight if we let that fool go. I won't lie.
Bro, and this is why when people coming out saying, oh, United are gonna United said he's unsellable and they want to build a team around him. Bro, the team's been built around him for the last 5 years, bro. And this is the worst we've ever been.
Exactly.
And like my man said, he's been undroppable, bro. And how are we gonna pretend like that's not an issue? Because he's one of the only ever presents in the last 5 seasons.
We change everything but him.
Yeah, and it's our lowest goals tally. It's our lowest points tally consistently with him in the team, bro. We've got progressively worse, bro. It's
Yeah.
not a coincidence, bro.
No, exactly. You can't. You have to look at the correlation. Every year, Bruno gets more important. The worse we get.
Mm.
It's very very clear. Like at the time, we were like people said, yeah, but at the time we had better players next to Bruno. Like, yeah, but you wanted those players gone for Bruno. So now you don't get to say we miss those players because you wanted Matic gone, you wanted Pogba gone, you wanted Donny van de Beek gone, you wanted Mata, Martial, all of those players, you wanted them gone. So you can't tell me now, Fred, McTominay, So you can't tell me that it was better then. We got rid of those players because we needed someone like Casemiro, and then we got Casemiro in, and all of a sudden he plays next to Bruno, and then he loses his legs, just like
Mm,
everyone who plays next to Bruno. Now, like Kobe Mino, you can't say Kobe Mino lost his legs, so people will say he's not athletic. Yeah,
mm,
he isn't the most athletic, but he's going to look worse playing next to Bruno, just like
yeah,
Casemiro is losing his legs next to Bruno. Now, all of a sudden, Ugarte is that type of Kante type of player, runs a lot and tackles a lot,
yeah.
and he gets overrun as well.
Yeah, just without the IQ. Do you know what I'm saying? He's awful on the ball, man. Ugarte. I don't know how he made it as a professional, bro. Like I'm still in shock. I
You
can't
see that?
believe it.
And now I'll blame everyone but the one common denominator in that team, which is
Mm,
Bruno.
it's facts. It's
Terrible.
100% facts, man. I said Bruno's my favorite player, and even I can see he's a hindrance outside of chance creation. He's a big issue. But the thing is, the manager talks him up. And the manager doesn't see him as a hindrance. And that tells me that the manager's, I mean, he's willing to compromise certain things. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because when Bruno's dropping deep, yeah, when he's meant to be in the 10, you don't see the manager shouting at Bruno, telling him to get back up the pitch when he should be.
exactly.
Because the whole point of that shape, the whole point of that system and the shape is you're supposed to have players occupying space.
Exactly.
But he doesn't occupy a space, he just runs
It's
everywhere.
everywhere. Like it looks like we are playing with two Brunos.
Yeah. He just runs everywhere and he gets away with it. And he's done it under every single manager, bro. And we need to get away from that shit. You can't tell me that it's not a detriment to the team, because it is, because you don't see any other team play with a player like that.
No one
Like
would.
what other player? Like, bro, like when we go through all the top teams, yeah, I can't think of a player that has a free role in any team, bro. Like, I can't think of one, bro.
No,
Do you know what
man.
I'm saying? When you look at Chelsea, yeah, I wish that Cole Palmer had a free role, but he doesn't really have one like that.
No,
Do you know what
no,
I'm
no one.
saying? You look at Arsenal, no one's got a free role like that. You look at City, no one's got a free role like that. No one's just going and picking the ball up off centre backs and then on the edge of the
I'm
box, then
saying
on the wing. Like nobody's doing that in modern
exactly.
football. Nobody's doing that except for him.
So that's why he's a net negative. And this it's not a surprise that every time that for the very, very rare times he doesn't play,
Mm,
we look more composed and more in control.
mm,
And I said that when Amarim got the job. I said if he builds around Bruno, he will fail. And if
yeah.
he still picks Bruno every game, by February, March, I'll say Amarim out. And
Mm.
that's what it is. Like he plays him every week, every minute of every game. But the like do you he got two red cards and we improved after that. You remember those games?
Oh, bro, mental. You know what I'm saying?
He
Absolutely
gets sent
mental.
off and we improved. Do you know how that's mad.
Mm. Well, we're fucked, man. Hey, big up, guys, man. Let's get these lights up. Someone put in the chat before we wrap up about Jadon Sancho, bro. Did the news about Chelsea paying the 5 million? Yeah, it keeps popping up, bro. Like, where do you stand on that?
I don't know if it's true to be honest. The thing
I
is,
don't either.
I think Sancho is a quality player. I don't have a problem with him not coming back. It just the relationship with the club and the fans looks to be broken. To be honest,
I agree.
I wouldn't wish that on him.
I
So
agree.
that's one thing. But if you tell me, I was having this conversation. If you would tell me, does Sancho improve us? Well, we play Garnacho there, and Sancho is tailor made for that inside left,
He is.
basically, like stylistically. Because I was having this conversation on Said's show a few weeks ago. The difference between Cunha and Sancho is one is Premier League proof before we bought Sancho when he was at Dortmund. One is Premier League proven, the other wasn't. And one is a bit bigger, more physical, you could say, but they are very similar.
Mm.
Technical players that don't run aimlessly, that have a good eye for a pass, a good eye for a goal as well.
Yeah,
So
Cunha is just more athletic and he
trend
shoots
proven.
more in it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Cunha just shoots from everywhere. If you actually watch him play, this guy, he's a bit Bruno-esque in the shooting, bro. He just picks up the ball and he's fucking rifling shots from everywhere.
Oh,
Like he's the opposite to Sancho, because Sancho don't shoot unless he thinks he can score.
exactly,
Cunha shoots like whenever he's anywhere near the goal. Like that's his thing, innit? That's
exactly.
his thing. He's a serial shot taker, bro. That's what he is. So he'll definitely get goals. There's no two ways, but he will frustrate because he loves a wild shot, bro, like from anywhere. So
I don't think Cunha is going to succeed if we keep this manager. If we bring Cunha, I don't think I don't think it's going to change much.
I reckon it doesn't matter. Like Cunha will survive this manager.
Yeah,
If
of
we
course.
go and we get Mbuemo and Cunha, yeah, and we sack this manager, we could just go get Thomas Frankel sat and he'll do better. Like, I'll be honest, like when people are saying who can do better than this manager, nearly every manager in the league could do better than this manager.
Yeah,
That's the truth.
100%.
I'll
Like
be honest.
my dad always used to say, man, if we play against, like, who did we play against this weekend? If we play against Bournemouth or Brentford or Palace, for example, or West Ham, if we play against West Ham like we did on the weekend on the beach or in a park with no crowd and no manager, we beat them 5 times out of 5. And it's something my dad always used to say. If we go to the beach, summer holiday, we play against the team, no grounds, no stadium, no manager, just our squad against their squad, we win every time.
Yep,
And I believe that to be true.
100%. So this is one of them ones where the only thing that I can just hope is that the owners sign players for the team
Not for him.
are not for him, bro. Because I see this all ending in tears, bro. I can't see a positive ending to this Amarin thing.
Can't
You
be.
cannot find me one manager in the history of football, yeah, that started as badly as him, yeah, and turned it around. You can't find me one. And you know what? I won't even try and find one out because I know they don't exist.
No.
Find me a manager that came into a club 4 points off top 4, yeah, was fucking floundering in 16th, bro. And then the next season they turned it around and everything was happily ever after. It never fucking happened, mate.
And he looks rattled as well. He looks like he's lost it.
Bro, come on, bro. Like, it
Instead of
can't,
thinking-
brother.
Exactly.
He can't turn it around. Like, realistically, yeah, he's too far gone, bro. Like, there's no way that you can be so bad, yeah, from the beginning, and then all of a sudden, like everything's all good, bro. This ain't the Mighty Ducks, bro. This ain't Disney, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this is what these man think it is, bro. This is Disney, bro.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
ain't Disney. This is real life.
And life
This is
doesn't
real
work
fucking
like
life.
that, I'm afraid.
Come on, bro. Life don't work like that. You see, when you start like that, you usually get sacked, bro. That's
Yeah,
how it
exactly.
ends. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on,
Because
man. It's bollocks, man.
I wouldn't sell Maino to fit Amram's system, but I wouldn't have a
sell
big
him at all.
problem with
Yeah.
selling Kobe.
I wouldn't sell Kobe,
I wouldn't.
but what people need to understand is that Kobe Mino, yeah, is a squad player, bro. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
there you go.
That's what he is, bro. He's not as good as a lot of you lot think he is,
I
bro.
didn't
You
want to
know what I
go
mean?
there, but I agree.
Yeah.
I like if
He's a
you are
squad player.
exactly if they gave me 75 million pounds, I'm taking it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? But he's a squad player. Like, there's no reason why. Yeah, like I look at him and I see him the same way I saw Jesse. It's like, bro, I want the guy's a Manchester player. Do you know what I'm saying? It's good to have players like that in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's got qualities,
Yeah, of
but
course.
he's not good enough to start for Manchester United week in, week out. Yeah, he's 19 years old. Maybe he will be at 21, 22 years old. But even if he's not, these are the kind of players, yeah, that they're very, very good to have in the squad, bro, because it kind of keeps a bit of the essence of the club there.
Yeah,
Exactly. He's their Curtis Jones. That's what he is, bro. Like, he's never going to be the guy that starts every week, but you can bring him in to do a job. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the obsession with these new football fans of everyone that comes through the academy has to start and has to play? Like, bro, we had loads of players that came through the academy. They made up the bulk of our squad for my whole life. The flipping Darren Fletchers and the John O'Shea's and the Wes Browns and all these guys, they were literally the bulk of our squad. Like, they never really were starters, bro.
Exactly. And because we haven't been successful for too long, so that's why they get this sort of attachment. Because players come and go, but when you win, you don't really notice it.
Yeah. Like, bro, it's mental, bro. Like, it's all right if your academy makes up your squad. Brilliant. That's what they're doing at Barcelona.
Yeah, but bro,
They
but
doing
they
at
pick a talent there.
I know, but the difference is at Barcelona, when you look at their bench, it's just all academy players. It's not guys they spent money on. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with Man United's bench, yeah, being made up of like some players that come through the academy. Even Man City, they have 2 or 3 academy players on the bench most of the time. They have a very small squad. They make up the rest of the squad with academy players.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why can't we do the same thing? Like, Kobe, the man saying Kobe's very good for his age, yeah. But bro, it doesn't matter. It's not about for his age. When you play men's football, it's not about for his age. It's like, are you very good for an adult male? Because if you're not, there's a hierarchy. It doesn't matter about your age. This isn't the under 19s, bro.
Exactly. And you know what? At first, when he first started playing with Ten Hag, I thought he would be good as a deep lying midfielder.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't do that. So if you
Mm.
start pushing Kobe Mainoo higher up the pitch, I don't think he's special, because now all of a sudden you have to compare him to Florian Wirtz, to Musiala. You have to
Yeah.
start to Cole Palmer, and he's not in that category. So all of a
Mm.
sudden he's part of the squad. He's not like a superstar. I agree.
But this
I
is
agree.
it.
And if you
And
ask
that's
me
what it
now,
is.
I'd rather pick Collier over Kobe at the moment.
Yeah, but no, but Collier is way more
I
of a
like him.
midfielder. He's way more intelligent because he's older, one, and two, he
He's a-
understands the game better, innit? Like he's a proper midfielder. Kobe only started playing midfield like 2, 3 years ago. Like midfield's new to him. Do you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And you can see it. Like man saying it's the system. It's not the system. I'm telling you, yeah. If I was playing Kobe Mino, yeah, I'm playing him, yeah. I'm playing him off the left
At the
with
moment, I would.
with very minimal defensive responsibility, bro. Because when Kobe picks up the ball in that left channel, he's a problem running at players, and he can cut in and shoot, bro.
Yeah,
So I'm playing Kobe on the left. I'm playing him where Garnacho's playing
I would.
because
I would.
Kobe's way better than Garnacho, bro. Like that
Exactly.
solves all the problems with Kobe. Like Kobe, like for his skill set, I wouldn't have him in the middle of the pitch because when you have players in the middle of the pitch, there's too many questions that need answering, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of them ones you got to be a real thinker to play in the middle of the pitch, bro. When you put a player on one side of the pitch, it takes half the thinking away. This is why I would play Garnacho on the right because he can't cut in and shoot.
Exactly. He has to
You
make
know
a
what I'm
pass
saying?
against his
He has
will.
to make a fucking pass. That's why I'm
Yeah,
like, play him there. Do you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? You need to understand there's certain positions that force you to do things whether you like it or not. You
Exactly.
get it? And this is what it is for me. That's why I'll force Garnacho on the right because I know he's cutting in, he has to pass.
He has to.
Has
He
to, because I'm
forced it.
tired of seeing this guy shoot out the stadium, bro. I'm
Yeah, I
tired of it.
know. He needs a beating. I can't lie for that alone.
But this is what it is. So for me, it's one of them things where there's certain qualities that Kobe has. His ability in tight spaces, his finishing is very, very, very good.
He's
He's
good. Yeah.
very clinical in the box, in and around the box. He knows how to finish. So I want to manufacture chances where Kobe receives the ball in that position as many times as possible.
Yeah, he can link up, make a shot if he
Yeah.
has to.
So I'm not playing him in centre mid because what's the point, bro? Because he always looks to get into that channel anyway. So why don't you just start him there?
Exactly. And his thinking is too slow for that position, like you said. He doesn't release it quick enough. Like
Yeah.
he just does. He can't. He doesn't know how to play that position.
No, he
And
doesn't.
sometimes you just have to say, fair enough. You play elsewhere,
But this is it.
or you're just part of the squad.
But this is it. So when man is saying attacking eights, bro, listen, there's no such thing as an attacking eight, bro. Like if you're playing in an eight, you have to attack and you have to defend, bro. Like you have to do both.
Midfield is
Like,
difficult.
do you know what I mean? People just be making up positions because of FIFA and shit, bro. There's no such thing as an attacking eight, bro. If you're an eight, you have to attack and defend, bro. Like
Both.
that's it. You have to do both. Like you can't just attack as an eight, bro. Like that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah,
Do you
and
know
I'm
what I'm
not.
saying? Like those were number 10s. Number
And I'm
10s were the guys that had the freedom to roam, get on the ball, and attack and didn't really have defensive responsibilities. You don't have attacking eights, bro. It's either
exactly.
you're an 8 or you're a fucking 10, bro. Like that's it. Do you know what I mean? And back
Even
in the
that,
day, we had box to box players that like everyone was just up and down, but there's no attacking 8, bro. Like it's either you're attacking and defending or you're just attacking, bro. Like
and
that's
most
it.
of the time, everyone attacks and defends. Like it's only recently now that you have, oh, but let him. You can afford one player not being as hardworking defensively, and usually that player is special.
Yes.
But to be honest, most players they go up and down with it. It's a team game.
But there you go. And also, he's not Ray and Cherky, bro. You know them ones. He's not that special. Do you
Bro,
understand what I'm saying?
when I said
Like,
special, I had Hazard in mind.
yeah, but again, Hazard as well. But players like Ray and Cherky, I'm telling him, bro, listen, you don't have to defend for me, really. Just get behind the ball in it and just look like you're interested, mate. I'm cool because I know when I get the ball to you on the edge of the box, something's happening.
Exactly.
I know
I'm-
something's happening. Like Kobe's not at that level where I can say, you know what, you're going to be the guy that has the least amount of defensive responsibility because he doesn't guarantee me goals and assists. He doesn't guarantee me that. Like he's a good player, but that's why I'd play him on the left.
Exactly. And we are 16th now, so everyone has to attack and defend. I'm sorry. No, none of you gets a free pass at it.
This is it. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones. People be out here trying to make up positions for their favorite players, bro. That we're not making up positions for footballers, bro.
Exactly. Just like I said earlier about Rashford, the same applies to Bruno. Bruno always
Yeah,
is better in the other position.
yeah, 100%, bro. At the end of the day, Bruno can't play on the half turn. He shouldn't be ahead of play because he doesn't receive the ball well under pressure and he can't play in the half space. Bruno needs to take the ball off people's toes in deep areas and hoof it. So he needs to be playing deeper.
Exactly. And he's not
He
the
needs to
best
be,
playing there. So
yeah.
step in. Cash in.
But this is it, bro. Take the money. Do you know
Take
what I
and
mean?
run
Take
and
the
run.
bloody money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, big up everyone inside. Make sure we get these lights up, man. We're not far off the target anyway. We're like 20 away. So
Come
make
on.
sure you get those up, man. And make sure you follow Adam on Twitter, man. He's always tweeting anyway, bro. I'm not active like that on there. Do you know what I mean? So
Nah,
yeah,
you
follow
and I just
me.
wind up people with my honest opinions, to be honest. I think we should sell
No,
Bruno.
I notice it. You just tweet, yeah, the most like just normal tweets, and then I just see people going crazy in the
Bro,
comments, bro. And I'm like, bro, like that man just made like the most common sense statement, and people are going crazy. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh man, Twitter is something else, my bro.
the smoke and I don't have notifications on. So like I can go like a few like quite many hours without going on Twitter. And then I see like 100 notifications and I'm getting cooked. I was like, what's going on here?
That's it, bro. Like, nah, it's mental, man. But yeah, man, you don't make sure you keep an eye on that. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow anyway. I think I might watch the playoff tomorrow. The championship playoffs, because I think it's 1-0, in it. So I think I'm gonna watch that in the evening. So yeah, bruv, normal shows tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be back with Lee Gunner on his channel as well. And yeah, man, we're just keeping busy, people. And obviously, Red Talk with Flawless. So yeah, man, big up everyone inside. Make sure we get the lights up. Is there anyone live that we can redirect to at the moment, guys? Let me know. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me know who's live.
Big up people.
You know what I'm saying? What is it, like 10:30? Who's live now? Let's have a look. Man said we need to buy Jeremy Frimpong. No, we don't. You know what
Nah,
I
we
mean?
don't, man.
No, we don't. I don't want any more of those ballers, man. Not him, not Xavi Simons, not none of these guys. Like, I'm good in it. Like, if it's not Reinders, I don't want any more of these Dutch players. Like Reinders or even fucking brother. Man are talking about we should get Frimpong, yeah, when you got fucking Dumfries there doing the madness. Like,
Yeah, mad thing
that
as
don't
well.
even make no sense, bro. And Dumfries is more physically built to physically built for the Premier League. If you're gonna go and get someone, you go and get him. Do you know what I'm saying? And even him, I don't think I would. So yeah, man. It's
It
one
is
of
what
them
it
ones. But yeah, we're direct to troops, guys. Big up everyone inside. And yeah, tomorrow we go again, people.
is. Love people.